videos on mute unless they are talking. Well, so let's just see who we have here. If you'd like to introduce yourself, just raise your hand. I'll acknowledge you, and then you can introduce yourself. You can tell us who you are, what you do, 30 seconds or less, and then from there, we'll move into the meeting. So who would like to go first? Okay, we'll start with Hope.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Hope Daly, and I am a utility warehouse partner. I help both households and businesses to save money on their utility bills. That's gas, electricity, broadband, and SIM cards. I also show people how they can earn an extra income from home doing what I do, and I train them, support them, and mentor them to do so. We offer good rates below the current tariff, whatever it is at the time, and we also have some incentives such as a cashback card and a referral incentive that helps you to reduce your bill even further.
Excellent.
So if you'd like more info, you know where to find me.
Excellent. I'm going to add a few more other people to the stream. Who else would like to introduce themselves? Remember, 30 seconds or less. Stick to one thing. So, how do you say your name?
Etisham.
Etisham. All right, you're next. Then could everyone else put their videos on mute until they're ready to speak?
Oh, hi there. Good morning. My name is Etisham. I work as a senior employment specialist for an organization called Twining Hestia. We are part of NHS and we support people with severe mental health into paid employment. So we receive all our referrals from the secondary mental health team, and then we work with the clients and we'll try to find them tailor-made jobs. We follow a system called IPS. So I'm part of the employment team based in Redbridge Mental Health Services.
Excellent. Thank you. Nice to have you. Who else would like to introduce themselves? Raise their hand. We will go to Mr. Asari, and then if anybody else wants to, just when we come back, we'll raise your hand. Over to you, Asari.
Morning, everyone. Good to see you. Yes, I'm an action coach, business coach, award-winning business coach, by the way, for the last 15 years. I typically work with business owners, micro business owners, and larger business owners who are founders and owners of the business. So I work with the directors directly, and particularly looking for businesses that want to scale. So, for example, of about 250,000 who want to scale to 1 million, or already doing 1 million and want to scale to multi-million. So that's typically what I do. And yeah, and restaurant industry is one of my favorites, but also trades and any other industries. Thank you.
Excellent. Asari is also one of the key people in our retail team. So if anyone is in a retail business or wants to connect with retail businesses, Asari will be the man. Who's up next? I'll go over to Sean.
Hi, nice to see you all. I'm a restructuring specialist with Mercer and Hull. We're based over in the City of London, although I'm actually talking from my building site of a home office at the moment. Good to meet you all. Yeah, deal with restructuring, insolvency matters, anything like that, giving options to people.
Thanks, Sean. And anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Danica, did I say your name right? I don't think I did.
Danica. I'm an event producer and I also curate pop-up stores. I partner with, for independent brands. So I partner with brands like Westfield, John Lewis, Landsec, and we showcase independent brands. And I do a lot of creative events in the arts with corporates, public events, lots of themed art events. And I've just recently opened up a creative hub that will be basically showcasing arts, creative events, anything that anyone wants to do in the space.
Excellent. So nice to meet you. Okay, we have some other people that have joined, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go over to part of the presentation. Other people will have an opportunity to introduce themselves. And
Did we lose sound?
Okay, I thought it was
lost.
just me. I can't hear. Yeah, I can't hear them either.
Yeah, I can't hear anything either.
Anthony, we can't hear you.
oh, so you can't hear me at all?
No,
one
no.
can hear me?
We can now.
Okay. All right, I see what happened. So essentially, with the member events, so we have one on August 8th. That's the Jamaica National event, and then we have some other events that are coming up. Please follow us on Eventbrite that you can stay up to date with the events. Let me just fix.
You've gone again.
I think it might be include sound if it has a button on there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it is something to do with that. This is a newer platform, so that's fine. But what I will do is give Marcellus an opportunity to introduce himself, and to everybody, and this is the best tip that I can give you for a pitch, say one thing, focus on the one thing, because we'll have the rest of the call to unpack some of the items. But sometimes when you say multiple things, especially on a call like this, people forget the first few things that you said anyway. So over to you, Marcellus, 30 seconds or less.
Thank you. You can hear me?
Yep.
That's not the one thing, by the way. I'm principal consultant at Lindsay Consolidated Services. I help organizations understand what they need to do to get ready for AI as one of the services we do. That's the fundamental basic questions that you need to ask and the information you need to know about your business before you let anybody sell you AI. I'm based in Watford, but I'm all over London and Ilford and working with you guys and looking forward to meeting everyone.
Excellent. That might be a good introduction to Anthony. So Anthony, did you want to say a little bit about what you do? And I do think you guys actually connected on on the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
All right, cool. My name is Anthony. What I do is very simple. We help you harness the power of artificial intelligence into strategic, operational, and coordination value. So in simple terms, we help you to build operating systems that run your business for you.
Excellent. So what we will do, we will move over to the, give me 1 second that I can. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. All right. I'll forget that slide. So the thing that you guys, I want everyone to remember is we have just relaunched as of March. So as you can see with this, sometimes some of the technology is not working, but we do want to make sure that we are moving forward in strength. As far as member benefits, one of the key member benefits that I think a lot of people are missing out on is the WhatsApp group. As a business owner, I get probably about 70% of my business through WhatsApp. So I'm a full-time mortgage broker. I don't spam groups. I don't constantly sell. But what I do is establish myself in these groups as a person who understands finance and can support people. So we do have a Redbridge Chamber of Commerce WhatsApp group. So everybody has access to the Redbridge Chamber of Commerce general group. So whether you're a paying member or a non-paying member, you do have access to the group. But the benefit of being a paying member, you also get access to some of the subgroups. So I'd encourage every single person who is a member to make sure that you utilize the WhatsApp group. But key thing, and we had an instance this morning, when you're putting something in the group, don't just say, for example, I'm looking for an electrician. Please give some detail that you can say that people can know what you're looking for. So just say, I'm looking for an electrician in East London, maybe the postcode to do X, because otherwise what will happen, you'll end up getting a lot of responses and you waste your time and you waste their time. So I would just encourage everybody to make sure that they use the WhatsApp group. The other thing that's super important is make sure that you follow us on Eventbrite, because the chamber is growing really fast and we have hundreds of members now. And what we want to do is make sure that everyone has access to the information at the same time. So none of us have the capacity, bandwidth, or desire to be consistently or constantly emailing people. So you can self-serve. You are able to access all the information about all of the events at any time by following us on Eventbrite, as well as following us on LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. So Asari, you and I did a little bit of work with the retail, going out to different businesses. What I want to do is just, if you could just recap, what some of the things that you saw and heard when you were going out to the retail businesses, and B, some of the ways you actually support retail businesses as far as the services that you offer.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Yeah. So basically it's called, it's something we call bold calling. It's walk-ins. Different people use different words for it. And it basically means you literally go down the high road. We literally went down Wanstead High Street and we went down South Woodford, George Lane, and literally just started by the station and just knocked doors. Literally, well, you don't knock, you just walk in, right? You just walk in. And the basic strategy is to say, introduce yourself. Look, I'm from the chamber. We're looking to grow the chamber. Tell them a little bit about it and say, is it something you'd be interested in? And leave them a leaflet. And also we're doing a little bit of promotion, which is if they join, we can give them some extras. It's like 6 months extra membership, a bit of support, just incentivize.
Whoops.
Sorry. Sorry,
Right.
Let me find the right screen. I'm sorry. Where were you?
Still see a slide, I think, or a picture.
Yeah, we see a picture from the show that you had at
Okay.
City Gates.
Sorry about this, guys. I just need to get
Nice new technology, isn't it?
So yeah, you know what it is.
All these different platforms, man.
There you go. There you are. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, literally just walking in, introducing myself or ourselves as from the chamber, just looking to grow the chamber, getting more people to come into the chamber and tell them a little bit about. Sometimes they'll say, what is it about? What is it? Some people have never heard of it, never heard of a chamber, don't know what it's about. Sometimes the owner's not in. So basically the strategy is to make connection. It's that first stage connection, then send them an email, then follow up with a phone call just to see what their thoughts are. So that's basically the strategy. If the owner's not there, we try and find their owner's name, because usually you can contact them. They've got a phone number, because they're public organization, right? So they're there on the high street. So they must have an email. and so on. So if you ask politely the person in the shop, what's the owner's name, most of the time they'll tell you. Sometimes they're a bit shady, but most of the time they'll tell you, because all you need is a first name. You don't really need much more detail than that, just a first name. Because you go on Company's House, you might find Jonathan Smith is the owner, but apart from his mum, nobody calls him Jonathan. So it's just a little tip to say, if I know he's called John and he spells it Jon, when I send an email, it's nicer if I can spell it the right way. So those are just little tips. But the main point is to really build a chamber and to offer some support to local businesses. And what I'm offering is a review, effectively, a review of their business. I did one in Hammersmith yesterday in the middle of the heat, but I managed to go by train on the air-conditioned train, so that was nice. But I went to Mr. Steak and literally sat and had a meal with my wife. He asked me to come and try it, and I'm going to give him a review of his restaurant, things he could do and tips to improve and grow the restaurant in terms of its profit growth.
Okay. So one of the things I want to do, I would like to probably talk to Sean a little bit, because he did say what he does, and I want to give him an opportunity to unpack that and say how he benefits businesses, because it's one of those fields that until you need it, you don't necessarily understand it. So Sean, I'm going to go over to you, and if you could just unpack what you do and what your ideal company or avatar would be.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, there is really no ideal company or business. We help everybody. Usually people come to see us when they've got money problems, business isn't going well, cash flow is sort of decreasing, HMRC are sending threatening letters. People tend to bury their heads in the sand and not tackle these issues. But the reality is there's quite a lot of options that can help get them out of these problems. And you're not going to know them unless you talk to someone. I mean, why would you? If you're facing difficulties, obviously things aren't going well. It's not something that people like to think about. So we offer them a chance to get out of it, structure their business a different way, sell it on, start again, whatever it might be. Anything to help them get away from those financial difficulties and sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And how would someone get in contact with you?
Phone, yeah, just a phone call. I mean, we've obviously got a website, LinkedIn, and everywhere else. But most of our sort of contacts come through talking to people, saying hello. Like I say, no one wants to particularly talk to us unless they've got a problem, and people don't like to admit when they've got problems. So it's not, we're not in your face. But obviously, if you've got an issue, it's that thing. If your fridge breaks, suddenly you'll see adverts for fridges everywhere. When you've got a problem, you might suddenly start seeing insolvency practitioners and restructuring services advertised all over the place. But who do you call? Who can you have a free chat with to sort of work things out? That's where we are. Yeah, just pick up the phone.
Excellent. Thank you. And when you and I spoke, one of the things that we highlighted was the fact that, like, if you're on social media, everyone's talking about how amazing they're doing, how they land £10,000 clients every single day. So you work in a field where, as you said, it's not something that people are going to shout about. People aren't going to just, keep advertise that they're struggling. As far as the chamber is concerned, I know we have some people that aren't members. Does anyone have any questions as far as how we may be able to support their business or what they would be looking for from a chamber of commerce? Or maybe you just want to understand how a chamber of commerce works. Does anyone have any questions about the chamber or want to maybe share their experience with the chamber so far? Anyone? Okay, so what I will say is, as I think Marcella said, a lot of people don't understand what a chamber is. So a chamber essentially is an advocacy body for local businesses in their catchment area. So chambers have existed for a really long time. Chambers are a global thing. So unlike a lot of membership organizations, and there's a lot of really good membership organizations. So we're not here to compete with them. We're here actually to complement them. But the difference with a chamber is a chamber, it exists to support the businesses in that area. We're non-exclusive. So there's a lot of membership organizations where part of their pitch, and it makes sense, part of the pitch is you will be the only insolvency practitioner, the only AI company, and that's great. But what we found is collaboration is key. So we have a lot of accountants, for example, in the chamber, and not every accountant wants to deal with startups. There's some accountants that they don't want to deal with someone that hasn't made their first million. So they're the type of accountants that the larger firms, when someone approaches the larger firm and maybe they're a startup or maybe their turnover is 250,000, the larger firm can refer business to them. And then as a smaller firm, if they don't want to deal with people that are 1 million, 5 million plus, as they help a company grow, they can refer those companies up. So one of the key benefits of the chamber is not the fact that you're competing with other people, but people in the same vertical can actually refer business to you. I speak a lot about Asari because Asari and I speak a lot, but Asari and Dave, for example, they support each other. Hope is a UW partner and is a mortgage broker. When I have clients that are buying new homes, they're moving in, I refer them to Hope. So we are here to support each other's businesses. The other thing that you will benefit from being a chamber member is the fact that we do training. So we do one-on-one training, we do small group training, and we also do bigger events. So our monthly events during the regular part of the year, not so much during summer, our monthly meetings are about 90 to 120 people. Our smaller sessions might be 30 people, but each opportunity that you get to network and meet with people that you otherwise would not have met with is an opportunity for you to be successful. Because like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and also who knows you. Hope, I just wanted to ask you, with this hot weather, are you finding that more people are contacting you, or when do people usually contact you to talk about their utilities?
They don't tend to do so during the hot weather. In fact, people just shy away from looking at what their bills are going to be when it's around gas and electricity during the summer months. So I do work harder to highlight how important it is to look at that now, so that when winter comes along, it's not a big shock to your system. People tend to start looking at those sorts of bills as soon as it starts getting cold, or when a new announcement is made by the government that the tariff is being increased.
Yeah, okay. And Marcellus, you had something to add?
I was just I'm an opportunist Hope, in the sense of entrepreneurial. But the heat waves, because I know it's been a chat, so where I live, we have to use one provider, so you can't change. But the conversation has been, because of the heat waves, that extra spike in electricity, and maybe that could be an opportunity to raise with people to get them to connect with you when they traditionally wouldn't. Just an idea, Hope.
Yeah, great suggestion. People do get worried about things like using fans and ACs. So yeah, I've been kind of talking about those issues as well. But yeah, I need to do more of that. Thanks, Marcellus.
And I know that Hope is one of our most active members, and this is another thing that I would say. In the WhatsApp situation, where I say I get a lot of my clients through WhatsApp, I don't say that to brag. I say that because it's just fascinating to me that people, and nothing against coaches and gurus and experts, but we often have the low-hanging fruit. We have a WhatsApp group that is free, that you have access to people to. If you've been in the group, you see that I post this a lot. I'll say, well, Nike regularly advertises, Adidas, Apple, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. These companies continually advertise. And these are all brands and names that you know and recognize. However, we have a business and we figure, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to launch this business. I'm going to post once, then twice, then 3 times. Oh my gosh, it didn't go viral. I didn't make my 10,000 this month. This is a waste of time. But the people that post regularly are the people that are most successful, simply because I'm not going to need to change my energy supplier every day. I'm not going to need a mortgage every day. I'm not going to need an insolvency practitioner every day. So you want to be at front of mind the moment they think of that thing. And that's why McDonald's, Nike, all of these companies continually advertise. Now, you might say, well, I don't have the money of those organizations. That's why I'm shocked that most people don't utilize the WhatsApp. And I'm not just talking about our WhatsApp group, I'm just saying in general. And if you establish yourself as a key person of interest, so a key person of influence. So, for example, with Hope, anytime I hear the word utility, I just think of her because she has hooked that into my brain. So each of you have that opportunity to be the person that people will go to when they need it. And other thing to remember, the people in the group won't always be your client. They won't always be the person that's going to do business with you. But if you post regularly and you post complete posts, it gives them the opportunity to share your post in other groups. I think Marcellus had something to say. And if anybody else wants to add anything, please put your hand up.
Just to add that it's a two-way street, please, people. Because I'd tell you, so off-putting to me, people who run onto AI, get content, and throw stuff out there, and then they don't engage with anybody else. So the consistency, I think, is a foundation, but the connection builds it. When you see something else, even a thumbs up or a, I thought of that, I'll tell a friend, or you engaging with other people builds the relationship and that connection. So your consistency, I think, has more credibility to pay off.
Excellent. And I think, Etisham, you had something to add?
Yeah, I just basically this is something new to me. I've never heard. I heard of Redbridge chambers of commerce, but I never knew anything about it. I'm just trying to get my head around how we can sort of support each other, because I work for an employment team, and as a part of my role, we supposed to speak to different business employers to see how their business is doing and whether do they have vacancies and stuff for our clients. So how we sort of create a sort of partnership with chambers of commerce, if you could just give us some pointers, that would be very useful.
That's a good question, and almost as if Asari sent you a message saying to ask that question. The answer is very simple. You just join. You join the Redbridge Chamber of Commerce. We, as I said, exist to support all the businesses. We have businesses that need your services. So once you join, you just make yourself visible and be active. So that's why I'm talking about, for example, the WhatsApp group. You join. If you're a paying member, you also get access to the specialist groups. But you join, you introduce yourself, you say what you do. And I would say once a week, just share a pointer, share a fact, share a tip that you establish yourself as a knowledgeable person in that area. Attend the meetings. As I said, we have monthly meetings. They're on the second Wednesday of each month, but for the rest of the year, they're on the second Thursday of each month. We give our members the opportunity to speak at our events, to exhibit at our events, and to host our events. So if you join, you could come to one of the meetings. You could do a 5-minute education moment or 15-minute presentation as a member. You can exhibit. So it's so simple. You just join. And as I said, we do have a free tier because some people, they've been stung or they've been burned. I know I have been burned repeatedly with joining really expensive networking organizations. You join, all of the energy is put into getting you to join. Once you join, there's not really that much support. So our membership for most of our members is just £150 for the year. So it's less than £9 a month. And for that less than £9 a month, as I said, you get great opportunities to speak, exhibit, present, and network with other members. Does anybody want to add anything as far as their experience with being a member? Hope. Oh, you're on mute, Hope.
Sorry, I just want to say it's unrelated to what you've just said. I keep getting a message up saying someone's trying to get into the room.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. But I thought Hope was going to say, because Hope she's exhibited at our annual expo. She's one of the regular exhibitors. And as I said, because of that, she's one of the first people that I think of when I think about utilities. We're going to be wrapping up over the next 5 minutes. But firstly, I just want to let everyone know, if you are currently a member, we do have a member app. So make sure that you're engaged with the app, because the app is what we're using to drive the directory. So the directory is being built out. The other thing about the app is where you can actually submit yourself to be featured. So we feature a member every other week and a business every other week through our newsletter and our social media. So it's it's an opportunity again to promote yourself, promote your business, get your business out in front of people. As I said, the LinkedIn group is growing. And my LinkedIn connections, I have about 15,000 LinkedIn connections. So if you post and you tag me in and it's an interesting post, I will either comment, or I do tend to repost a lot of stuff. So these are all things that are added benefits. And for, as I said, most members, it's £150 a year. It's a really good return on investment, because most of us, I don't think I see anyone here that would have a product or a service that is going to be £2,000-3,000, for out the box. So most of us are going to be in a position where just making one sale will more than pay for the 1 year's membership. We're going to close out, but before that, I just want to remind everyone, we have the main group. We also have subgroups. So as I said, Asari is the one that manages the retail group. So that's the retail businesses. We have a business services group. This is where the accountants, solicitors, anyone that provides a service to businesses, that's where they would congregate. We have a Gen Z group. That one's being built out. We have a women in business group. We have a charity and social group. And we have the property and finance group. So as a member, you get access to the general group, but as a paying member, you do get access to the subgroups. Is there anybody that would like to add anything before we close out? Okay, so I appreciate everyone being there and bearing with me with the technical issues. We'll make sure that we get that worked out for next week. It's a lot easier when Dave is here and I have him, so I can kind of do the stuff behind the scenes. But as a reminder, we have quite a lot of events going on over the summer. So please, please, please do your best to follow us on Eventbrite. And I guess the other thing I would say, if you sign up, please show up. We do find that, especially with free events, people sign up and then they don't show up. Things change and things happen, but we want to manage our resources really well. So if we know how many people are coming, it's a lot easier to do that. So I appreciate everybody who has joined, and you will receive an email with joining information if you're not currently a member. And if you are currently a member and you haven't already submitted a form to be featured, please go ahead and submit that form. Thanks for
one quick question.
Yes, sir.
What's the best way to get how do we get onto the app? Maybe I've forgotten.
You just go to I'll put the link in the thing, but I'll put the link in the WhatsApp. So okay. I'll put the link in the WhatsApp. Thanks. Really good question, because people seem to miss that quite a bit. So I'll put the link in the WhatsApp, and thanks for watching, or thanks for joining. And hopefully we'll see you on August 8th at our social.